Well, from one airline investigation to another one, the Transportation Department is also investigating possible price gouging by 5 major airlines in the wake of the Amtrak derailment in May. Remember this? Some are claiming that the airlines raised prices in direct response to this incident, hurting consumers. For more, I'm joined by travel expert and TravelPulse.com founder Mark Murphy. Mark, welcome back to the show. Good to see you here. So, my friend, you look at the numbers. I know your point of view on this. You're a big fan of the airlines. But remember those numbers we heard about how much airline airfares went up between, say, New York and Washington? They went up from like $530, $540 to $700, $1,100, $1,700 during this period of time after the derailment. That wasn't gouging?
No, it's called supply and demand. So what happened was a lot of these routes have very few seats. So therefore, those few seats that were left got taken, and then those remaining seats shot through the roof because they do yield management, and they basically price the last few seats at the highest possible price that someone will actually pay. And they're very smart about how they do that.
Well, it's all driven by computers, I think, is the way it works. I have to tell you, and I want our viewers to know, Delta and American have already said, we didn't do this, but we haven't heard from the rest of the airlines, not yet, although most are saying at this hour that they're cooperating with the investigation. I'm going to tell you, Washington is getting super busy investigating companies for a variety of things. And as you know, the Department of Justice has just introduced a big investigation into airlines about colluding on price. And they say they've got all kinds of data, all kinds of information, even public statements by executives at these airlines where they are talking in a code that only they understand. What do you make of that?
Really? I think the government needs to get back to doing what the government's supposed to do and stop trying to roll the clock back and try to regulate the airlines. So you just made a point. You say that they say that they're colluding. How? Because they're going to put a cap on the number of seats they put out there so that they don't have too many seats and therefore have the same cycle where it's boom and bust in the airline industry. And also, Jerry, keep in mind, this same government did what? They approved the mergers that went through that have now consolidated the airline travel in this country to 4 major carriers for 85% of all flights.
That is a really good point. It's the government that okayed all of these mergers.
Yes.
Mark Murphy, thank you for coming on the show tonight. So good to see you. We've got to move on. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.